Okay. And this time, if XSplit is to be believed, we are live. Right, trying Discord this time, so we'll see how that works. Hopefully it won't go terribly. Right, so last session we talked about this before we came on air. So last session you guys got past the portcullis, explored around, got in and found yourselves in a large room. Simon, if you're typing, can you mute your keyboard because it's really loud otherwise?
Really?
Yeah. Every time you hit, it's like dug, 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 dug. That's not Doug. That was like, yeah, okay. Yeah, so you guys found yourself in a really vast domed room with a huge cairn of stones in the middle of it, two passages leading off to each side, and a large sarcophagus in the middle of the room. Sorry, not well, what appeared to be statues on the far wall, but the centre one, the large one, turned out to be a huge sarcophagus. Baldur went over to look, while I think Aladai and Actaeon were starting to take stones off the top of the cairn. Genghis hang around at the back, and the
they wedged a knife in to try and open the sarcophagus.
Well, yeah, and then the sarcophagus appeared to open all on its own. Baldur threw his back against it and tried to keep it closed. Cater and Actaeon came and helped, and then I believe it was Actaeon that ended up kicking over the lamp of oil onto the floor, spreading out a large pool. At which point it became impossible to keep the doorway shut. The door opened, and through it came these huge walking corpses wearing heavy armour with shields and spears. They were pushing on the opening, and as it gave, because it gave so utterly suddenly, two of them collapsed onto the floor, at which point Aladai managed to throw a flask of burning liquor onto one of them, which toasted him remarkably well and set light to the oil on the floor. So when we finished, three of them were down. One of them had got, I believe, a poisoned arrow stuck in them.
Oh yeah, multiple arrows.
And Actaeon, was it Actaeon who'd broken the guard of the second one standing
Yes.
in the door?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's where we stopped.
That's where we stopped. So I am going to, on here, go.
They taught me into using break guard.
Yeah. Right, so I have an introduction to read. So I will do that, and then we will start back in on the action.
Cool.
Take 5.
Beloso of Messantia sprang through the gigantic bronze doors, his wet sandals slipping on the flagstones in his haste to flee the horrific figures behind him. He barely even heard the giant sarcophagus swing wide, his attention so caught on the possible resting place of the infamous Talnag Thotsa of ancient legend. It had taken years to finally track down the location of this place. Preparations from his journey from the coast of Argos to southern Koth had been neither cheap nor kind, but it would be worth it if he was right about this nearly forgotten place. In his time he had robbed riches from many ancient tombs, his name known in select circles, even in Shadizar the Wicked in far Zamora, infamous for its breeding of talented thieves. As he plunged through the stone door on his right, he nearly fell as the still wet floor sloped away from him. As he slid to the bottom of the slope, his torch illuminating the carved bone portcullis of this bizarre room, he could hear the footsteps of those hideous giants who pursued him. He reached for the lever that he'd used to raise the barrier before, and cursed as he remembered it laying beside the gigantic cairn of stones while he inspected the room's belongings. It lay there still, and with it any realistic chance of escaping from these desiccated monsters that hounded him now. The door to the room swung open, and those blasphemous faces stared down at him with their long dead eyes. Throwing down his torch, he grabbed the bars with his bare hands. Cord standing out on his neck, heaved with all his might. Against all expectation, he felt the portcullis begin to lift. He redoubled his efforts, straining till he thought his joints would explode. He could feel the presence of those ancient fell warriors behind him, although the blood rushing in his ears blocked the sound of their approach. Then the water fell from the roof, and his torch, the only illumination in this terrible place, guttered and died. The Stygian darkness closed around him, and he never saw the spear that thrust itself through his back, leaving him as lifeless as that which wielded it. Centuries have passed since Beloso fell, his body acting as a warning to any who would dare penetrate the eternal darkness of this place. And now once again, those unchanging protectors have awoken to repel those who would discover its secrets. So, top of the round, there is a where are we? Yeah, so there are two of these giants standing in the doorway to this passageway behind the sarcophagus. In there with one of them is Aladai. Sorry, not Aladai. Ollie's suddenly looking surprised. Is Actian. Yeah. So, was there somebody facing off with the other one? I've got half a feeling that Kaja might have done.
Kaja did move in.
Yeah.
It's the kind of thing she'd do.
Yeah.
That's what we said.
Okay, so top of the round, my suggestion would be, as this thing's lost guard, that Actian's probably, given where he is, the first one to act, but it's down to you guys. You have the initiative.
I've broken the man's guard. That was my last. I was the last person to go as well.
Yeah, and I think then, did it try and have a go at you before we stopped? I think it did.
It did. It took
Yep.
6 points off me.
It did a
Yeah.
bit. A fair bit.
I took 6 damage.
Okay, you took 6 damage. Oh, but you sundered your shield, didn't
Yeah.
you?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. So, yeah, who wants to go first?
Well, I can go first if you want, because I'm standing in front of the man whose guard's broken.
Makes sense.
I might finish him off before somebody sticks an arrow in him.
You go first, Charlie. I'll go next.
Right.
Go for it.
Okay.
I suppose I better swing my sword at him. Not much else I can do.
Go for it.
And we don't have any bonuses or anything, so here we go. That's not looking good. That's 1.
That's 1. Okay. I did tell you that fortune might have been necessary.
Well,
Right.
I've broken his guard, so he hasn't got as much defence.
Actually, he can't. He can parry, but I am not going to get him to parry because it's going to be.
Can you parry with a shield one-handed?
You can yeah, you can parry with a shield.
Sorry, with a spear.
Yeah, you can use a spear one-handed. You can still parry, but he's not going. He's not going to choose to because, frankly, it's nigh on impossible to do that with him inside his guard. It's going to be. He'd be at a disadvantage to do that anyway. So he's not. I'm not going to spend doom to parry. So yeah, roll your damage. You have no momentum, so it is just straight damage.
That's all right. 6, so it's now. Do I get to re-roll one and one not? Can't remember.
That
No,
you would
I
need
don't.
to tell me.
No, I don't. So I've got 3 or 2 of the complication. Depending on
Yeah, no, 3 and a.
complication.
That's not a
Effect.
complication. That's an effect. Yeah.
Effect.
Okay.
No effects.
3 damage. 3 damage is not even going to pierce this guy's armor. So you get in there and your sword goes in there and it's just deflected off his armor before he before anything happens. Okay, I think Baldor wanted to go next. Simon?
Yep, so what's in front of me?
I'm trying to remember. Was it you or Cager that were that was fighting the other one?
I took out the one that was on the floor. That's the last thing I remember doing.
Okay, so you took out the one on the floor. I think it probably makes more sense for Cager to go next because she's in front of the second one of these.
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
So, in which case, Cager, do you want to? What do you want to do? Belle? Now, is she sitting very, very still?
She's frozen.
Or is she frozen? I think she might have frozen.
Yep, she's frozen.
No, she's back.
Yeah.
Is she back?
Oh.
Camera's moving. Yep, she's moving.
Ben, it's your go.
I think she's concentrating on something.
Wave at her.
For some
There we go.
reason, that has done that.
Sorry, I don't know what happened there. But I started getting massive robots, so I'm afraid I just heard robot speak, so I didn't actually catch what was said.
Ah.
Sure go, Bell.
Yeah, you've got so you've got to your left, so you're stood in front of the this gigantic sarcophagus. Directly in front of you is this guy. He's about 7 foot tall. He's got a sword. He's got a shield and a spear, and is intent on doing you harm. To your left, Actaeon is likewise managing to. He's trying to fight one. His spear his shield has completely shattered as he dived right inside this thing's guard, and somehow the thing managed to get the butt of the spear to hit him so hard that it smashed his shield, knocking him backwards. Actaeon's dived in there and gone for it again, and his sword's just been turned completely by the thing's armour.
But he looks like he's kind of holding his own.
Maybe.
Yeah, possibly. You never know.
More of a maybe.
We'll let you know after he tries to hit him again.
After he dies on the next turn.
I'm going to go in on Actaeon's defense and go for attacking the one who's attacking him.
Instead of the one that's likely to be attacking you.
Well, that's a very good point.
Go for your one.
Go for my one, yeah. Sorry,
Archery
Actaeon.
to go, yeah.
I thought of you for a second.
Yeah.
I will go for the one that's about to attack me.
Okay. I don't think there's any momentum in the pool, but there's fortune, or you can buy with doom, or you can just roll 2d20. These things are pretty tough. I've got to say, you know, after so far this has been it's been moderately brutal already.
They've got 4 points of soak, Bell.
Okay. I'm going to... This is probably going to last for a lot. I'll go for spending 1 fortune.
Okay. If you do 1 fortune, that will get you a dice that is already on 1. If you spend a doom, you'll get 2 extra dice. If you spend a fortune, you'll get 1 dice which is on a 1.
I'll go for a point of fortune.
Okay.
I've got 4.
Okay, so roll 2 dice. You could. Okay, I don't want to break the flow with mechanics, but what you could do, because I think you've got, if you spend 1 point of momentum or 1 point of doom, you get 2 dice. You could spend 1 point of fortune and 1 point of doom. You're guaranteed 2. You then roll 4 dice. The chances of you not managing to get some fairly impressive momentum from that are slim.
That's quite a valid point.
If you want
so
to
give me,
give me the doom,
giving Louis doom.
Yeah, it's all part
Cool.
of the game.
Yeah, all right. I'm going to spend
Right.
a doom as well then.
I will grab that doom, and if you want to roll
He's
4
on
dice,
13. He'll roll badly now.
yeah.
Bye
Lovely
fortune.
optimism.
There we go. Cool. So I'm now rolling 4d20.
Yep. And the fortune's got you 1 dice, which is effectively
Oh, yes.
sitting there on a 1. Ow.
How's that for you?
That's at least
What have you got in melee?
Loads.
please be a 4 or something.
Can I say fuck ton?
Yeah,
Melee. 3, 3, 13.
Okay, so that's going to be you've got effectively you got 2 1s, so you got 4, 5. Yeah, that's 6 successes. You only needed 1 success to hit. I could spend a doom to get this guy to try and parry. No, hell, you spent a fortune. I'm going to let that roll. That is you being awesome. Okay, so you get 5 points of momentum for that. If you want to roll your... now. Have you set up... I'm guessing you've not, actually. Have you haven't set up your macros, have you? Because we had some trouble doing that last time.
Sorry, no, I have not.
Do you want somebody else to click the magic button if you tell them how many combat dice, and we'll set you up the macros later?
Yes.
How much damage does Cager do?
Cager does,
all right.
I believe... Oh, come on, why are you not loading up? You are not on the internet.
And which weapon are you using?
Hello.
Yeah,
Hello.
we're still here.
I'm using my axe with intense and vicious.
Okay.
I have 6.
Okay, so roll 6. Oh,
That's expert, Doug.
10.
oh. Okay, yeah. So that is 10 straight off the bat, and if you wound it, which it is looking like you will, then you're gonna get you're gonna do 2 wounds. Let me have a quick. Shields are. I'm trying to remember the exact rules on shields. Ranged attacks.
Is that a good enough roll for you? But in fact, do you get to re-roll any of them damages, Bell?
I thought you got to reroll
Oh
1.
yeah.
I'm going to turn my video off. Sorry, I keep on getting robots.
No, that's fine.
I think you get to re-roll 1 of the damage die, don't you, Bell?
I'll check her character sheet because I think she's having problems at the moment. No mercy. She gets to re-roll 2, but I don't think she needs to re-roll 2.
Just reroll the 1.
That's another 2 damage.
Right. So she does 1 damage for each of those 5s, plus because the axe is vicious. No, it is that way round. I can never remember which way round they are. So yeah, because the axe is vicious, it does another 5. So that's 12 points of damage there. And intense means that if she wounds it, she's going to, I'm not even going to contest that. Although I've got a feeling. Let me just check because I think he gets soak. Shield grants soak against melee and... Okay, so he does get... that counts as 2, so that takes it back down to 10. Yeah.
Still 3 wounds, though,
She would have killed this guy anyway. Was that the one... That was the one that you'd already buried an arrow in, wasn't it?
No.
No.
That was the one with Charlie.
No, the one with Charlie was the one that's guard lost. She did say specifically she wasn't going to go for that one. She was going to go for the one that was trying to hit her.
Yeah, she's gone
No,
for the first one, yeah.
I hit the one before Charlie got in there.
I've got one has got the guard lost, and one is taking 2 damage per round because of poison damage.
Okay, it must have been
So it must have been that one. So that one is toast. It just crumples. I've got a horrible feeling. Have we lost Belle?
Nope, I'm here.
Nope. Okay.
Sorry, I've turned my video off because I think that's what was mucking me up.
Yeah. No, I knew you weren't there when it was being turned off. So, okay. So, Cager, This guy's about 7 foot tall, wearing armor, sword, shield, and you've just in one hit just walked up, and you tell me, but
let's go for a decapitation.
A decapitation, okay. The head bounces down the corridor behind.
That's another one. She done that last week.
Into the. You know what? I'm going to say you hear it. It hits the back, and then it sounds like it's bouncing, but getting quieter. But it's a bit difficult to tell because there's quite a lot of noise coming from your left. If you spend 1 point of doom, you can use your offhand weapon to hit the one that's attacking Actian. There are a couple more of these things coming up the passageway from behind.
You can also do it by spending a point of momentum.
Sorry, I said doom, didn't I? Yes, I did mean momentum.
Yep.
Bad, Louis!
Obviously, I meant momentum.
Folks, happy if I spend some momentum? See if I can't.
Oh, you earned it all.
You earned it all.
Cool. Yep, I'll spend a momentum.
Okay, so because you're using your offhand attack, it only costs you 1 rather than 2 to do that. But that attack is going to be at a +1 difficulty. So you now need 2 successes in order to make that connect.
Cool.
You have, if you want to spend another momentum, that will get you 2 extra dice.
Yep.
That's what I'm thinking, because I stand a fairly good chance of getting some more. So I'm spending 2. Sorry, I'm assuming that everyone's happy with that.
Yep.
I apologise to anybody who can lip read. Right. That's 5, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
So about that momentum I just spent.
So, well, you needed 2, so actually it's only 3 momentum coming back to you.
What's our maximum momentum for the party?
For the party, there isn't one. Right, so at any point that you are the active player, you can hold as much momentum as you want. As soon as you stop being the active player, you have to put any momentum that you've got into the pool or lose it, and the pool can only hold a maximum of 6.
Okay.
6.
So spend some on damage, Bill.
Okay.
Well, I'd just roll your damage and see what happens to start with, to be honest. Then you can make your mind up.
Them.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So yes, someone roll for me, please.
Is it? How many is it with the sword this time?
The sword is... There we go, computer. That's looking a lot better, thank you. I haven't got...
I can tell you.
Tell me yes, for some reason it's not in my sheet.
It's on the first... It should be on the first page on the left.
Left corner.
It's 7.
Sorry, it's 7.
7.
7?
Okay.
And you get to re-roll 2 of them.
Mm-hmm.
Sake. Right, so that is 10 damage to this one. Okay, I am going to spend... Actually, no, it's probably too late to try and parry that, because I should have said before damage was rolled. So, it gets 2 dice of soak, which is 3. So that takes it from 10 to 7. Its armour is 4, which drops it down to only 3 damages going through.
Chuck a momentum in, make it 5.
What's that? What's them 2 die for, Louis?
Shields. If you've got a shield, it does 2 dice of soak.
That's nice.
I think that's 2 dice of soak regardless of whether or not you roll. Yeah, because if you roll a successful parry, it just parries. So yeah, it gives you cover soak against melee and ranged attacks.
But isn't this the one who Charlie broke the shield?
God.
No. He broke guard. It broke his shield.
Ah, that was it. Sorry. Yep, that's fine.
But me being inside its guard.
So if I spend a momentum and I can do a bit more damage.
1 point of momentum will get you a penetrate 2 points of armour.
Okay,
So that would get him up to 5 damage.
Which put you up to 5 damage, which would do it a wound.
Folks happy with that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
As these things, as we've got more on the way. Yep. Okay.
Okay. Okay, so it takes 5 points of damage, which drops it down to... And therefore it takes a wound, just purely for... That makes no sense, right arm, but hey. So I'm going to say left arm. So yeah, so you just like carve out and hit it in the arm as it's trying to.
Is that its shield arm?
It probably is its shield arm.
Does it drop its shield?
No. What I will point out is if you look at your suggested momentum spends, there's a couple of quite nice things in there that you can do if you've got a lot of momentum, which include such things as disarming it, which is going to cost you. It would cost you 2 points to disarm it, or to take its shield away. I'm trying to remember what else is in there.
For 5, you can kill it in 1 hit.
Can you?
No, Louis.
No. There is, I think, no, there's a game that I've read where you can spend momentum in all... Oh, no, is it... I think it might be John Carter and Mars Quick Start rules. There's something about being able to dispatch minions with momentum. Minions. But this is not a minion.
That was very powerful.
Yeah.
4 yellow creatures.
So,
second wind, subdue, swift action, break guard, cold shot.
Your call. I mean, that you've got 5 momentum there. You could just put them straight in the pot, or you could do something with it if you wanted to.
Give her a second wind and have another attack, didn't you?
No, she's done that. She's done second wind. You can only do that once around. You can only have 2. The most attacks you can have is, or the most actions you can carry out in 1 round is 2.
So, did you spend the momentum? Yeah, to get the extra 2.
Yeah, she did.
She's done then.
So, well, you could still add on to. Oh, she's got robot voice. In which case, if she's having problems with bandwidth, what we'll say is there are now 5 points of momentum in the pool. So Action's gone, Cage's gone.
Baldor go next, I think.
Baldor, I'll tell you what, I'll say Baldor can, without too much trouble, largely on the grounds that I can put Cager like just inside the sarcophagus in order to be able to get this thing.
Yes, fine by me.
Okay. In which case, yeah, you can equally leap into the fray. As you get close to it, you too can hear the sounds of footsteps, large, heavy footsteps coming closer. But yeah, this guy's wounded.
Multiple footsteps or just one set?
It's difficult to tell because they're echoing.
Okay, so how many have we got left standing?
There's only 1 left standing at the moment. That's inside the entrance of the sarcophagus.
Okay, well I'll have a go at that one with my sword.
There's momentum in the pool if you want to use it for extra dice.
Okay, I think I will. Hang on a sec.
Okay, I will steal one of those momentum from her.
So, okay, so there's... You just stolen one of them, yeah?
I was about to steal one of them if the laptop will let me do it, but it's having problems of its own. I will steal that point of momentum in a minute, but yeah, go for it. If you only want 1 dice, if you want more than 1 dice, you'll need more than 1 point of momentum.
Okay, I think I'll roll another dice then, so that's another point of momentum.
Yep, okay. So roll 4 dice and let's see what you get. Can't remember what your...
Okay, my melee is 13-2.
Okay, so that's 2.
That's 2.
Okay, so you get 1 point of momentum back for that.
Okay, so now I'm rolling damage, yeah?
You are now rolling damage, yes.
Okay, so it's 4 damage for a sword.
Let me do it. It is... What's on your sheet? You've got... Yeah, Baldor's got 5 with a sword. It's 4 plus 1 because of your brawn.
Okay, so...
Oh. Okay, so that's 2. You could... Have you got an automatic? Right, you could re-roll one of those, or if you spend a momentum, you can re-roll all of them.
Well, 3 of them. Up to all of them.
Up to all of them, yeah.
Okay, I'm going to spend a point of momentum and I'll re-roll 3 of them. That's 2 more.
Okay. You've got no mercy. You could re-roll the one that is currently not doing anything.
Why not?
That's more like it. Okay, so that's 6 in total. And that's cost you a point of momentum. This damn thing will not... Ah, I wonder if... Ah, crap. Okay. I reckon Belle's gone offline from Roll20 as well, which is why it won't let me steal momentum from her. Okay, so she's got 3. You've got 1. So, yeah, so you've spent that to do a re-roll. So she's now down to... We'll leave... okay, yep. Okay. So, that's 6. It has... come on, there we go. Yeah, it's still got a shield, doesn't it? You know what? It's used its shield in the last... Nope, sorry, rules are rules. Okay, so that will drop it to... So you've gone from 6 to that. So you're only going to get 1 point through unless you spend some momentum to pierce its armour.
How much momentum would that be?
If you spend 2 points of momentum, you would get all 5 points through its armour.
Go for it.
Which is probably enough to take it down.
Yeah, okay, I'll spend the 2 points of momentum. Belle, would
Okay.
you mind doing the honours?
I don't think she's online at the moment.
She disappeared and came back.
Ah, she can hear. Okay. So, Belle, you should only have 2 points of momentum. But, okay, so, the last one goes down. Neither Aladai nor... neither Aladai nor Genghis have gone this turn. So you hear that go down. Is there anything you two particularly want to do? I'm going to give you 1 round if you want to regroup or do anything before these things, before the remainder come up.
Is there any way / thing to get on top of the statue they're coming out of?
Yeah, I don't see why not. It's an open sarcophagus. It's of a guy, so if you give me an athletics or an acrobatics roll. It's fairly easy to get up to. Yeah, I'd say for Aladai, if you want to get up on top of the body of that, it'll only be an acrobatics or an athletics of 1.
I'll do that then.
I was going to suggest
So that he has the drop on the next ones who come through. Okay.
It might be difficulty 2 if you're making jokes like that.
That is a 2.
Okay.
Yes, a 2.
Okay. So Aladai runs forward and kind of bounces off one. Actually, by the time that sarcophagus lid is fully open, he can probably kind of move up between it and the next statue across and kind of just like bounce up that, and he's now perched on the top. Okay. Genghis. Doug, what's Genghis going to do?
Can I see anything else coming through the tunnel yet?
No. And you've got kind of 3 guys clustered in the front of this, and there's they're casting shadows from the flame that's starting to gutter and go out on the oil behind it.
Exactly as I thought. What I'd like to do then is I'm going to head here, and similar to Aladai, I want to climb up on one of these stone cairns to get an elevated point to shoot from.
Okay. Yeah, you can, provided you're careful not to burn yourself on Action's lamp, which is still resting on the top of it. Yeah, you can...
he was over
you can
here
climb
somewhere.
on, yeah, he left it on the top
outside,
of the... Yeah, no, you can jump up onto the top of the cairn. It is remarkably solid underfoot, given that it looks like a pile of stones. I know when Action and Aladai were starting to take stones out of it, it was kind of quite surprising how well they were fitted, because it looks kind of haphazard, but it's not. But yeah, so you kind of spring up on top of it and are standing on the top of it. And
I'm lining the shot in the doorway.
Okay.
But what I quickly want to do, very quickly, is look left and right.
I would say you can't see very far down those corridors from where you are, because there's only a couple of lamps now.
Yeah.
I think there's 2 lamps still in the room, and your night sight's going because you're looking at the guttering flame that's starting to go out. So yeah, there is darkness coming from those 2 side, or there's darkness in those 2 side passages. You have the memory of being able to see a cairn in each right off in the gloom, but you can't actually see it from where you are now.
Okay,
there's
that's
just a shadow at your back.
So I'm spending the rest of this turn lining up my shot to try to exploit the next enemy I can see.
Okay, yep, that's fine. I think we'll do it on the round. I think you get to make an observation roll to do an exploit action.
Yeah, it's observation.
Okay, so if you can make sure you know what the what the rules are for that, you'll get up there and yeah, I'll let you get an exploit in, even though you can't see him. You're just kind of getting yourself really ready and settled and prepared. Okay, so Cager wants to back off and get to a defensive location closest to the doorway. I'm not sure if she means the doorway to the sarcophagus or one of the doorways in the room.
I think she means
the sarcophagus.
Because she says doesn't mind to be first to engage.
So she's going to stand. So she wants to get kind of to one side. Okay. In my head, with Bell not here, I can see Cager kind of pushing Baldur back out of the way and kind of trying to convince Actian to get back out of the way as well.
Do I get time to grab a shield? if they've got shields. Then...
Yeah, no.
That's true.
No. That's all good. Make me an athletics roll. You're not earning momentum from it, but make me an athletics roll to see if you can successfully
What's
get
athletics
one.
on this thing?
It's up the
Midway.
top. Oh, sorry,
Oh,
yeah, it's
found
on
it,
brawn,
yeah.
isn't it?
Okay.
Just part way down.
Yeah.
That's acrobatics.
Okay, I've got 2 successes.
Yeah, that's fine. You managed to kind of heave this shield off. It's a little cumbersome. It's heavier than the shield that you're used to.
Yeah, I'm not travelling with it. I'm just gonna.
No, I would say any parries made with it are going to be at an extra difficulty because it is oversized.
Yeah, but it's got soak.
But it does have. Yeah, it's got quite a lot of soak. Yeah. And yeah, you could probably get it in the way if you really needed to. So yeah, Kaja is going to push Actian back and probably push Baldur back out of the way, and then I'm guessing stand on the open side of the doorway so that the first thing that comes through, once Genghis has managed to hit it with an arrow, she can just kind of spin straight into it and slam it. Simon, what's Baldur doing?
Well, Gage has kind of pushed him out of the way, hasn't she?
Yeah, but you've got a tiny short pause as everybody in the room can hear these footsteps getting louder, and there's just like a moment's stillness in the battle, where you can just kind of go, okay, let's get my head in gear.
Is there a bit of ragga light on the floor in front of me or something?
You could definitely light a bit of rag or something.
No, I think I'll just take a defensive position, trying to get out of the way of Genghis's shot and try and be in a useful position in case anything comes through.
Okay, so in which case, what I've got Baldur off to the right, Kaja off to the left. Actian is while kind of you're going, get a move on, while he's like struggling to get the shield out. He manages to pull the shield out, kind of get it strapped on his arm as he's outside, so he's kind of backed up by the cairn. Does that sound fair?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Okay. The footsteps get louder and slightly more distinct, and then in the gloom, Genghis, you can see, and it's about it's about 6-7 feet back into this tunnel. You can see you can see at least one of these things turning the corner in the shadows back there.
Yep.
And marching back in towards you. Do you want to make an observation roll to see?
Yes, I do.
Find exploit.
I've got exploit open.
If you've got exploit open, I'll.
So what I'm also going to do, Louis, because I have it open.
Yeah.
Is no, I need to exploit first. So exploit's normal. So I'm going to do the roll for that. 2d20. 5 and 12 is 2 successes.
Okay.
And although I've got to re-roll an observation checks, I think I'll stick to the 2 successes.
Okay. So what does that give you? Does that give you?
It's an average D1 unless you tell me otherwise.
Yep. No, it's a straight D1's fine.
Yep. So what I can do is, firstly, my arrow gains piercing 2.
Okay.
And for 1 momentum, repeatable up to 3 times.
Okay.
I can add a D20 to attack and an additional damage as well.
Okay.
An attack die to the damage. So it's like using a shot without having to use a shot. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. How much momentum are you spending? I think there's only 2 momentum in the pool at the moment, unless you gained. Do you gain 1 momentum from that observation roll?
I would do, yes.
Right. Do I need to give you it, or are you going to burn it straight away?
I'd like to drop a couple onto this attack if people don't mind.
I think Cage has actually only got 1 momentum left. So there are. You've got 1 momentum that you got from your observation, and there are 2 in the pool.
Yep. So I'll take 1 more from the pool.
Okay.
So that'd give me 4d20.
If Bell could kill both of them momentum, that'd be really good, because I can't do anything about that, because Roll20's doing something odd. I thought you got to roll extra dice for... Oh, sorry, that was Cage saying. Sorry. That's cool.
Okay. So that is 4 successes, Louis.
Okay. You only needed 1, which means you've got
3.
3 plus 1.
3.
That's
Oh,
one.
yeah. Okay. So you get 4. Now, I will say, shields give you the option to... shield counts some in parrying quality. Allows the wielder to use the parrying skill to made to defend actions against range attacks. Soak against melee and ranged. So, yep. So you got 4. He is going to use his shield soak, but I'm not gonna let him use a parry, because this is supposedly kind of out of the darkness.
Yep. So I now roll 7 combat die. Awesome. And
You get
can't
piercing 2, don't you? So
correct.
that's 6 points of piercing. That's 6 points of piercing on that.
Yep. And I can re-roll 2 of them. And I don't need to spend a momentum, so I'll literally just re-roll 2. Oh, I think but I gained 4, so I will spend 1 to re-roll 2 again.
Okay, yeah, you can do that once now. Yeah, because you
Yep.
spend 1 point of momentum to do that.
That's better.
Okay, so you're on 8 and 6 piercing. The shield gives it 2, so that is all 8 points go straight through to it. You could spend 2 extra momentum. You would kill one of these things outright.
We got 4 in the pool. Do you want to kill one, guys?
Yep.
It's probably
Yeah.
a good plan.
Done
May as
with it.
well.
Okay, so the first one up just doesn't know what's hit it, as this shot just comes out of nowhere and hits it kind of, I don't know, firmly in the forehead, I'm guessing.
Sweet, that's the second one I've dropped now. Ha
Yeah, so it goes down. Whoever is looking out at them, you see another 2 of them marching behind the one that has just crumpled before it.
So we can all see 2 of them in theory.
You can, yeah, probably. I'm guessing Aladai is kind of perched.
Has it cleared the doorway so we can see it yet?
No.
No.
No. There's a tunnel behind the sarcophagus, which is about 8 foot down. So basically, the 3 of them round the corner. Genghis just nails one straight in the forehead and it goes down. The other 2 step over the body of their comrade and walk forward. If you want to wait until they get out or they get to the doorway, you can. Or if you want to hit them while they're in the tunnel, you can. Whoever wants to go first and whatever they want to do is fine with me. I think
Have I got time to change weapons?
Yes.
I'm going to hit them with my Bossian bow then.
Okay. What I'll say is you had time during that pause. Do you... yeah. Okay. So are you still stood right by the entrance, or are you backed up a bit towards the cairn?
You're standing next to
I'm
me.
backed up a little bit towards the cairn, but in such a way that I'm not going to hit Actian or Cager.
Yeah. Yeah, well, Actian stood pretty much behind you at this point. Yeah, I'd like to see that, Doug. I really would. That would be very cool. Right, so yeah, you can do that. There are 2 points of momentum in the pool. Tell me what you're doing.
Has anyone got an objection to say use a point of momentum?
None at all. Let me drop mine. There you go.
Thank you. So that'll give me 3 dice, yeah?
That will give you, yeah, that'll give you 3.
Cage is asking a question. In roll 20.
Will we get advantage for them from being
In an enclosed space.
one for me? The enclosed space, I'm going to say, is the enclosed space. I'm going to say is cancelling out. They're big, but they've got shields and they've got spears, and the spears are generally thrusting forwards. You guys are also going to be, if you're going to jump in there, it's going to be in an enclosed space. Yeah, and it's wide enough. It is definitely wide enough for two of them to stand abreast in. Okay, yeah, Baldur.
Okay, so did we agree to me using a point of momentum? Because it looks like Cager was objecting.
No, she wasn't.
I've taken it off for you, Simon. So you've got it, mate.
I see what Kage is saying is if somebody could hold back, and Allardyce got a point of momentum, provided there's 1 point of momentum left, because she gets 2 dice on that point of momentum when she goes. So what she was saying is don't spend.
But I'm going to roll.
We'll let her go next then.
So my range weapon is 16-3.
Oh, right, okay. So that's 2 successes, which gets you 1 point of momentum. Okay. Yeah, roll your damage.
What is my damage with the Bossian longbow? Because it doesn't say.
Does it not?
I've only got the horns
longbow.
down.
Bossian longbow is 4 damage. I'm showing with volley 1 and piercing.
How close are they compared to the Bossian? Because that's medium, isn't it?
Oh, that's true. That is true. Yeah. No, that's a fair point, and they are in close range, so you can do it, but it's actually you're going to have to give up that point of momentum. No, that's a fair point because they're at close range.
Don't you have the Herconian too, though, Simon? Because you could just use that.
Yeah, I would say you can use that if
it makes life easier. Yes.
Yeah, it will, because it's designed for close range rather than distance. So yeah, okay. So
3 combat dice instead of
3 combat dice.
He'll get a bonus to that though, won't he? Because of his
2 successes
coordination. I'm +2. If his is +16, it should be +3, so that should be 6.
Hang on. Right, he's got coordination. Oh yeah, no, coordination of 13. Why have I not got a ranged coordination option down for him? I have no idea. You're right. Do you know what it is off the top of your head for a 13?
+2.
Okay. So actually, Simon, roll another 2 dice. I'll update the copy of the spreadsheet I've got. I need to go back and check that. No, hang on. No, that's not off. No, it's not off coordination, Doug.
No, it's off the range
awareness.
Skill.
It's off awareness.
Ah, and what's his awareness?
His awareness is only 8.
Oh, so it's -1, isn't it?
No, it's just flat. Sorry, Simon. Awareness is for the skill. So with melee, agility gives you your melee skill. but brawn gives you your damage bonus. So to keep the same thing, they've said ranged weapons are coordination, but your damage bonus comes off awareness. So that is 2 points and an effect, and the Harkernian bow doesn't have an effect. So basically you loose, but not a lot is going to happen with that. It's going to stick in his armour. Yeah. Unless you want to... I can't think of another way of particularly doing anything that's going to push that successfully.
No, let's leave it at that. He tried.
Okay. I'm cautious before we throw this open to Cager. I am cautious. I'm cautious is the wrong word. I'm interested in what the hell Aladai is planning.
But he was going to jump down on the last one that comes out.
Ah, okay.
Well, he was going to look see if they've got any kind of weak spots in their armor, and he's going to jump down and try and... he's got a dagger, and...
Okay.
So he's got to try and find a precise spot to attack, otherwise it's not going to be that effective.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's all cool.
That's his plan anyway.
Have a quick look at your character sheet.
Quite you jump down with a sword. All your weight on it.
You know what? What I will do is, if you want to, I will treat this as an exploit because you're up there, and I will.
I was going to be cheeky and ask that in a moment.
I was going to say, if you want to use a stealth action instead of an observation for your exploit, we'll use stealth instead of observation for that. That makes total sense to me.
Yep.
Okay. Do we want to let Cager go first? See what kind of hell she can unleash.
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Okay, there are 2 points of momentum in the pool belt.
Use them
Attack! Yeah. You've got 2 points of momentum. 1 point of momentum will get you 2 bonus die. I know that much. If there's anything else you want to do, say. Otherwise, roll your dice. Ah, you can't roll your dice. How many dice do you want to... Actually, you can roll those, can't you? It's just the damage dice you can't roll.
Yep. So you can roll 1d6s for a damage.
1 point of momentum will get you 2 dice. So, yeah, if somebody wants to throw a point of momentum, roll 4 dice.
Oh, she's got it, is she?
Ooh. Yeah, she can't do damage dice because... Right.
Yeah, complication.
What's ironic is we both got a 20.
And a 12.
Oh, okay. Right, so Cager is using has got a 313 in melee. So that's 3 successes. Hang on, who's rolling? We're using Cager's roll.
Shall we use my? Shall we use my one?
No.
No, let's use my one with the extra success.
Let's use Cager's. Right, so it's 2 successes. So that's 1 point of momentum, but you also get a
complication.
You also get a complication. So there is a 1 point of momentum out there for Cager. Roll your damage, and then at some point before we do anything left, right. This is Cager's axe has 6. Yes, with intense and vicious.
1, 2, 3.
Oh, so that's 9.
Reroll one of them.
Yes. Right, that's 11. You know what? Even right, its shield is gonna basically give it 1 point. So it loses 2, so that's down to 9. 4 points past the armor. You don't even have to spend any momentum in order to kill it. So Cager springs forward, slams the axe full in. The thing's shield bounces off, and it bounces off the shield and ends up centre mass straight down the breastbone. Digs right the way in. With a battle cry, which soon turns into a battle cry of bollocks, as with one hand you are not strong enough to pull this back out of its breastplate. Now, what I want to know is... battle cry to battle curse. Is Cager going to let go of it or try and keep fighting it out? Oh. Yeah, is Cager going to let go of the axe or keep trying to fight it out? Because there will be a slight change depending on what she decides. Bell? Oh, there we go. Fight it out. Okay. So she's just going to let go of it, and she's still got the sword. Is Cager going to go for second wind on this last one, or not? Okay, right. If you want to throw that 1 momentum in, then Bell, and roll 2d20 for your sword attack on the last one as it is turning towards you. That is 2 successes. You know what? It is 2 successes, but I am going to spend a doom to get this thing to try and parry. Whoa. Whoa, what happened? Right. Sorry, I clicked on the doom to take it out of the pool, and suddenly I had the doom token huge in the middle of the screen.
I've done that once for the other one.
Yeah. Whoa. Okay. I'm pleased with the graphics, but I don't want to see them that close. Right. Parry of 11-3.
There'll be none then.
Okay. Right. Okay. No, there is 1 point of momentum still left. But okay. So yeah, this thing just like the thing tries to parry, but it's taken by shock and surprise at the sheer ferocity of holy shit. That's a lot of damage.
Reroll 2 of them as well, Bell.
Which is another 3,
11.
so that's 11 points of damage. This is with the sword, though.
Yeah.
Which does more damage.
It doesn't.
7.
It doesn't have vicious or intense, though. So that drops it down to 10. 4 points through its armor, 6 points straight through. So it takes 6 points of damage. Okay, which drops it down to... Yeah. Okay. So that drops it down, and it ends up with a wound. Right. I would really like, at this point, to see Aladai make me a stealth roll for his exploit.
Is that a stealth roll to be currently on?
Sorry, say again?
Is that a stealth roll so that it doesn't currently notice me up there?
No, what I'm doing is an exploit action using stealth instead of observation.
I was just trying to get more momentum. It's fine.
No, it's
Stealth. 516. So that is 3.
3. Okay. I know Doug had exploit up a minute ago.
Yep.
Doug, what does exploit give you?
So that gave you bloody hell, 2 piercing to your weapon, and for a maximum spend of 3 momentum, you can gain an additional D20 for your attack roll and a weapon die.
But wait, there's more, because I'm using a dagger which has unforgiving, which means that if you use an exploit action previous to doing an attack, I believe it gets the intense and vicious.
Yes, it does.
Properties.
Okay. Right. Make me your melee roll. How many of those momentum that you've just got do you want to pour into this? There are 3 momentum in the pool in total.
I'll use 2 of them.
Okay. So you drop 2 momentum, so you're rolling...
I'll drop my 2.
4d20.
4d20. Yep. So what is my melee? I think it's a 230. Yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 230, 12. So yeah, 4. 3 12s and a 5.
So 4 successes.
Yep.
You needed 1. Am I going to spend 2 doom in order to have this thing try and parry?
I'm above it.
You're above it. You've got 4 successes on your stealth, and it's slightly staggered by the damage it's taking from Cager. So I'm going to say it's got its back to you. So no. Okay. So you got... Sorry, how many? You got 4.
4.
Right. I'll
Again.
give you the 3 momentum. I'm guessing these are going to end up not lasting very long. So you gained 2 dice. So your damage dice, you got plus 2 damage dice from
So
the
that's
exploit
5.
action.
Because it's a 3 normally.
Yeah, go for it.
Right.
Roll the... Oh, okay, I was going to say roll on D20. Roll on the...
Sorry, I
we'll
just...
see it.
Bad experiences.
Yeah, no.
Okay, that's a 2 and a 1.
3,
A 3 and a 6.
4 with 1 effect.
And another 2.
6 with 1 effect. Do you get to re-roll any?
I don't believe so. Let me check.
How many did he get that did nothing? Because you could
Only
spend
1.
momentum for
1.
that. Okay, so let me get this right. So you got how
2
many
and a
with
1.
1 effect?
6 with an effect.
6 with an effect. The effect is
Yeah.
going to be piercing.
No, he's already got piercing 2 anyway, because he's exploited.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, what's a dagger got as a... What's a dagger's...
Dagger has
Vicious now.
hidden, parrying, thrown, and then unforgiving, which becomes vicious and intense.
Okay. So, in which case it is just vicious and intense. So you did 5. So you got 6 points of damage with piercing 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Right. That is going to go... It's got 4 points of armor, so 2 points of that are going, so you're down to 4. If you spend another point of momentum...
What about vicious intense?
Vicious he's already got, because that's where he went from 5 to 6, because that's on an effect.
No, it was already 6 and an effect.
Was it 6 and an effect? Or was
Yes.
it 5 and an effect? Okay, 6 and an effect. Okay, sorry. So 7. So 2 points off that gives you 5. Yeah, I think you've killed him. Because you'll do... He was wounded from Cager anyway. So you drop down behind him and stab him wherever you think there'll be a hole in his armour.
Go for the neck.
Yeah, I was thinking the neck.
Okay.
So these things are they're quite big, aren't they?
C4.
So it kind of almost jumps on him
Yeah.
and just kind of rides it forward and then walks off.
Okay. Cager manages to deftly spring back as the thing collapses.
Yeah, he might shout, "Watch out!"
There is this crunch as it lands, and you're still within that tunnel behind the sarcophagus, and there is this boom that just echoes out. And then in the quiet immediately after that, you hear no other sound. Suddenly, it feels deathly quiet. The final vestiges of that pool of oil just lick out, so the illumination dies slightly. The slight crackling that was coming from the burning corpse goes, and there is just eerie, intense silence.
So is this the end of the battle as such?
As far as you can tell at the moment.
As far as we can tell.
So Genghis is breathing.
Because I've still got a turn left in this
heavily.
round. So the question is, what are we going to do with the momentum? I could use it as a repeatable second wind to reduce the damage I took. Or we could lose one if I don't do anything with it.
You can regain at the end of this, if there's at the moment there are no footsteps coming. You can't hear anything approaching.
Does that mean we lose all the momentum we've got because the battle's over?
No, you lose one momentum. You carry
for the end of the round.
For the end of the round, when it changes scene, which it will do at the end of the combat, you'll lose one momentum. You carry 2 momentum over.
Well, we've got 4 at the moment, haven't we?
You got 4. You have got 4. Okay, so yeah, you'll carry 3 over. So we just need to throw out 1.
So could I spend 1 to reduce my 6 damage I took during the fight?
You won't need to. Once combat has finished, unless you decide to do something immediately ridiculously stupid that's going to cause you damage, you'll recover any resolve.
I've got no wounds.
Any resolve on vigor.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
I've dropped 1 out. So.
Okay. So yeah, take out the vigor damage you've got, but
mine and Bell's despair is still in effect, isn't it?
Despair is still in effect. You basically need to get out of this bloody place before that despair wears off.
Well, I've got that. Now, what about this shield I've got now?
Yeah, so
they've got the same size shield.
The shields are
big.
They're kind of 7-8 feet tall, and they're really big, and they are in combat. You've realised how strong these guys are.
Yeah.
It's not a huge surprise that Baldur, for all he was worth, could not keep that sarcophagus door shut.
That's fine. So I'll drop the shield because I'm not going to cart it around.
So you drop the shield, and again there's this loud echo. You'd forgot.
Well, I'm only dropping it against a pile of rubble. Yeah.
Even so, the any sound in here sounds too loud, and you kind of like just let it drop, and it's heavier than you think, and it just it echoes around. I imagine kind of pretty much everybody's kind of looks over at you and just goes, "Whoa, what the."
It'll jump up in the air.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think breathing so heavily and probably the toughest fight we've ever had, Genghis is actually going to throw up over the cairns.
Over the cairn?
Yeah, he's in an area. He's already slightly despaired. He doesn't like it here. His senses are heightened anyway. He's probably hyperventilating, and I'm just going to say he's literally just going to throw up.
Okay.
I would look to Action, say, back to the stones then, and walk off and start doing what he was doing before.
Off this pile.
Yeah.
You're going to carry on moving the stones.
Mm-hmm.
They might be a bit wet now.
Only at one end.
Only at one end. I'm at the other end.
We're at the other end. We're not friends.
I'm going to wander over and have another look at this sarcophagus thing then. See if I could get my bent dagger back.
No, the dagger that you put in there, you got it underneath the door, and it literally ended up in 2 separate pieces when that door sprang open. The force of that door threw you a couple of sort of
Are they
6, 8
carrying daggers?
foot.
Why should we search them?
Yeah,
I thought the dagger flew by someone.
Yeah, no, the bits of the dagger flew past somebody. Yeah, you can go to one of the ones that's lying even deader on the floor. I never know what to say when undead die. It doesn't seem quite right.
Finally rest.
So is this sarcophagus case still open? Sorry, or is it?
Oh yeah.
And there's a very long corridor beyond it.
There is. If you look into the corridor goes back about 7 foot, and then it looks as though it turns to the right as you're looking through it, which is to the left of the screen.
Well, I'm up for a look down there. Anyone else want to come?
Yep, I'm going. I look at the stones and try to move them. Oh, they're wonderful.
Okay, so you guys have. So I've got.
I'll carry the lantern.
Okay. Hang on a sec. So I've got. Actian and Aladai were having a quick look at the stones and trying to move a couple, and you take a couple out, and then Baldur.
Aladai's gone back. I'll put the shield down.
Okay, so Genghis and Kaja are kind of going. That was bloody tough. And Baldur reaches down, finds, like I say, the dagger it's oversized. It's not vastly oversized, but it's oversized. Everything that's been that these guys are carrying is larger than you'd expect, but not vastly so. Not like the shield, because it was so big. You put that up about another 10%, and it becomes really huge. The dagger's just a bit bigger than you'd expect. So Baldur bends down, picks up a dagger, looks down the corridor. I'm guessing would probably need to walk back to the cairn to pick up a lamp. And says I'm game and walks towards the back towards the sarcophagus.
I'd sort of hop down from the cairn I'm stood on. Look at the guys and say, I really think we should check these other rooms before we go down the tunnel.
I'm carrying on walking. That's the most fascinating place. Secret passage behind a sarcophagus. None of them come out of it. Where else would you go? It's Funland.
Okay, so Baldur's heading for that.
Does there seem to be anything, like, at this point, because we've been moving a few of them, interesting about the stones?
You've pulled out a couple more. It looks like there are several layers of stones. I mean, the thing's about 4 feet tall. But yeah, it just at the moment it just looks like it's stones. When you've pulled a couple out, there's more stones underneath.
Does he find a handle that was alluded to in the introduction?
What handle that was alluded to? There was a lever.
What introduction?
Yeah, that
Beloso
one.
brought with him. No.
Somebody's been sick on it. We never find it.
I was scared. God damn it!
I'll be interested in going down the tunnel now, just to see if there's any more.
Yeah. Well, Aladai would like just the stones will in theory still be here, and he comes back. So he'll say to Genghis, "If you want me to check one room, you get the other, and then we can follow that lot down the tunnel so they don't die."
Because I've got my lamp back off the rocks.
Everybody pretty much has got a lamp. If you don't tell me otherwise, I will assume that you pick up the lamps. They're made of stone. Kaja has got a backpack which has been passed from one person to the other. That has got extra oil in it. So if you want to refill a lamp and take a lamp, you can. It will take you a little bit of time, but you can do that. But yeah, I think there were 2 lit. I think you had 3 lamps when you came in. One of them got kicked over, so there are 2 that are still lit at the moment. And Baldur's taken one of those and headed off towards the inside of the sarcophagus.
Can I have a look at your map quickly, Baldur?
Okay, very quickly.
Did I get round to... I'm not sure that I got round to putting the map on here. What I can do is I can kill Fog of War on this map because largely it's the same as the one that you're...
Move on now.
That Baldor's got is the same as the one you've got. So, right, give me half a tick.
That's basically what I want to do, is look at the map and say, well, unless there's 3 secret tunnels down here, and we can eliminate them 2 rooms before moving on, then there's nothing behind us.
Oh, come on. I'm trying to do very delicate. I want to zoom in a little bit, but not all the way. But not all the way out either. But not all the way in. But not... Oh, come on. Yeah, I think that's probably shown you everything that is on that map now.
Secret tunnel. Secret tunnel.
I've got a version of the secret tunnel drawn in, but I don't think I've loaded it up onto Roll20. So,
Charlie types heavy, doesn't he?
I've got Baldor heading towards the tunnel with 1 lamp. Are you, Baldor, are you going to stop in order to show them your lamp? Show them the map.
Yes, I will.
Ah, okay. So in which case, yeah, the map shows what you can see on.
Well, when I say stop, I kind of sort of like go, yeah, here it is, and toss it over, and then carry on going.
Okay, I'd have a quick look at the map with Aladai.
Okay.
And then say there's merit in ensuring that there's none of these that can come up the rear. I say we check them side rooms quickly.
I agree. Do you want to take that one and I'll do this one?
Yeah, okay.
Is it a good idea to do 2 at once in case?
You've gone.
Cager, do you want to come with me?
Okay, Cage. Belle says she's gonna drop out. She's missing what we're saying because she's just getting loads and loads of robot speech. Okay. I am gonna say. Actually, I'm gonna do a quick. Yeah. So I'm gonna say I would say Cage is probably. What's Actian gonna do?
I'm standing there waiting to go down this tunnel.
Okay.
Looking down the tunnel in case something comes out.
Okay. So Baldor's walking down there.
I'll be heading with him. He's going.
Oh, I think Baldor's going, aren't you?
I'll go with him, but stand quite a few paces.
Yeah, I'm definitely going.
Okay. I think Cager is likely to stay in this room while the other 2 head off to go and look at the... So, you know, basically, she stood here to see if there's anything she can hear and to keep half an eye on, but she wants to make sure that Genghis and Aladai are all right as well. So, I am going to do Genghis and Aladai quickly, and then I'm going to jump forward to Baldor and Actian, because you guys are making it further ahead. So, yeah. So, okay. So, who's going which way?
As the map.
Okay. Yeah, no, that would make sense. Oh, it's a G. Right. I was looking at it as a bit big. Where it joins up with the dotted line, it looks a bit like a B. Okay. As Genghis and Aladai both find basically the same thing happening. The it just goes out. The lines at the end of those corridors I should have deleted. That's really annoying that I didn't. So the corridor just goes out and opens up. There is another cairn, slightly smaller, I mean like 6 inches lower, but not much more than that, than the one in the main chamber, and 3 of these smaller statues that the guardians look over it. Aladai,
Yes.
what do you want to do?
Well, he's just kind of going there primarily for Genghis's peace of mind, so he'd go in, have a look around, make sure it doesn't look like there's anything hiding around in the shadows.
No.
Being careful on his feet, doesn't want to like accidentally set off any traps that might be there. But he's not poking around too much, he's just doing kind of like a scan-ish, slightly more thorough than just a scan of the room. Like he'll spend a few seconds in there, and then he's gonna head back.
Okay. Let me very quick. Okay. Right. Actian, what are you doing?
I'm following about 3 paces behind.
Sorry. I meant Genghis. Sorry. It's been a long day. Did I mention that or not? Genghis.
I would sequentially work around each of the statues, looking for any lines in them, like Aldor mentioned that he found on the bigger one.
Yeah. No, there's nothing there, but it's there. They appear to be just statues rather than the sarcophagus.
Yeah, and then pay close attention to the cairns in the middle, looking through them, looking for gaps, just to make sure if there's anything about or anything dotted about.
The cairn looks remarkably the same as the other, as the one in the central chamber. It just appears to be a pile of fairly closely knit stones.
Does it look like there's anything inside it?
It's kind of difficult to tell because it's about 7 foot long, by about kind of 3.5 feet tall. So there could be something inside it. There could be something under it. But the only way you'd know would be to take all those stones apart and kind of work it down layer by layer if it's the same as the one outside.
You know, I'd start. I think I would.
Okay, so you start lifting, like you lift the first couple of stones out.
And I'm not being quiet with it. As soon as I get something loose or it starts moving, it's going.
Yeah. Okay, so you lob one out, lob another one out. Like the one in the main chamber, as you start to take them out, they look kind of quite haphazard, but they're actually slotted in. Must be really carefully slotted in. As you start taking them out, it's like, okay, no, and then the next one slides out. So you get like 3 or 4 out and look underneath, and it looks like there's just another layer of stones underneath that. So it depends on kind of how long you want to start taking it apart, how long you want to spend taking it apart, as to how far you want to get down into it. It's going to take you a while.
Yeah, I'd probably carry on for a little bit until Aladai came along, or I heard someone sound like they were in trouble.
Okay. So, Aladai, what are you? How long would Aladai spend before he went to see what was happening with Genghis?
Couple of minutes, most, really.
Okay, so kind of 2-3 minutes looking round.
Yeah.
Check the statues, make sure that there aren't any obvious secret doors. Quick look at the cairn. Walk back over, and Genghis is pulling stones out, and there's, I don't know, a dozen or so on the floor.
Yep. Come on, give us a hand. I think we're nearly down.
We were doing that in the main room, Genghis. I think it's going to take a while.
Yeah, come on. Let's just give it a go.
Okay, we'll do a couple, but we don't want that lot running into trouble when we're back here. Or we don't want them finding any more rubies.
2 of us will do it twice as quick. We might find something ourselves. Come on.
Yeah, fine. But just remember, they'll probably be here when we get back. So if we don't find anything, we can pull out some more later.
Yeah, but let's give it a go now.
Okay.
So Aladar kind of be like, yeah, fine, sure.
Okay.
He's somewhat wary, though, of the time between us doing this and the others going down the corridor.
If you don't hear anything, how long are you gonna spend?
I mean, I'll try and keep talking him into going all the way down, potentially.
Okay, I will come back with a persuasion check later. So Actian is stood at the opening and looking down the corridor as Actian was going with Baldur, wasn't it? Sorry, Caja stood looking, and Baldur. In my head, I've got Baldur with the lamp. I've got Actian without a lamp.
I've got a lamp.
You've got a lamp. Okay, so both of you have lit lamps.
Because I've got no shield, so I've got a lamp and a sword. Yep.
Okay, so Baldur could go with a light for Actian's lamp if he wants to, or he can take his own lamp. Down to you.
I think I said I was taking a lamp anyway, so yeah.
Okay, so you got a lamp. So I've got each of you got a lamp in your left hand, and I think a sword in your right hand.
I have.
Yeah, sounds right.
Okay. The corridor behind this, like I say, it goes back about 8 foot maybe, and then it turns to the right. There's the head of one of these creatures lying in the corner where Caja struck it off completely. As the corridor turns, a stairway descends. Several long flights of stairs head down. On the walls are more carvings. This time, if you're stopping and having a quick look at them, the walls are carved the same style of art that's been on the rest of this level. It feels more ancient than that which was in the complex of Kossus above you, and the men in the carvings look the same as the statues outside. They wear the same armor as the statues outside and the warrior and the undead things that you fought. And in the carvings, they are defeating armies of men fighting alongside human-headed snakes, and occasionally snake-headed men. And as I say, the stairs head down off to the west. So several flights ahead of you.
So the stairs, we just see blackness going down, do we?
Yeah. You can. I mean, you've got lamps with you, but the stairs descend, and there might be. Bear with me off a tick.
Because I'm thinking Actian will probably tip a little oil out of his lamp on the head and roll it down the stairs, light it and roll it down the stairs.
Yeah, you could do that.
Because we've got nothing to throw down that'll be a light, so that's what I do.
Okay.
Tip a little oil at my lamp onto the head, light it, and roll it down the stairs.
Okay. It takes a couple of times to get enough oil onto it that it's kind of properly soaked in and stuff. But you realise if you pour some into the gap with the helmet, that'll kind of work. Set light to it and then just like kick it off, and the thing bounces down the stairs. And it goes quite a long way down and quite a long way out before it rolls. It looks as though it rolls against a wall with an archway in it. Down at the bottom. I mean, you know, kind of probably 50 foot from you by that point.
Okay, so it's not, there's no water down there or anything else, yeah.
Give me a moment.
Well, these guys had to come from somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it was full of water, I'd expect there's a hidden door or something we missed.
Right, let me go. If you have a look on Roll20, there's obviously not a lot there. If you go up, go further up the screen, hopefully you'll find it. Yeah, I've got to adjust it on here as well.
Oh yeah.
I'm assuming this bit is not on my map, Louis.
It should be. No, this bit is not on your map. No, unfortunately not.
Turn it over. Oh.
You're honestly telling me now's the first time you've bothered to look at the back of this map?
Just an idea.
I've got it, ain't I?
Yeah.
No, you looked at
Yeah,
it.
we can't look at it. The others have got it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I'm going to shout back to the others. We found some stairs and we're going down.
Okay. Yeah, Cager.
Listen for a reply.
Cager, I mean, from where you are, you can see Cager.
Yeah.
And she kind of nods to you and is looking back at, I think by this point, probably Allardyce is just walking across and has gone in to go and see
So
Genghis.
he'd hear me shout, would he?
Yeah.
Okay, let's keep moving forward then.
Yep. I'm following him down the stairs.
Okay. Two, you go down the stairs.
Close together, but not side by side.
Oh, what the hell? Sorry, bear with me a sec. I've suddenly... Why is that not... So I've suddenly looked at XSplit. Oh no, there we go. And XSplit is now showing the map. For a moment I looked at XSplit and I thought, I can't see the map at all, which is not right. Right.
What is the S at the top for?
Secret door.
Oh, right.
Secret tunnel.
That's fine. Yeah.
Yeah. So... Yeah, you guys work your way down. All the way down there is a... there are carvings in the walls of, like I say, this battle scene after battle scene after battle scene with these guys in armor, and the guys in armor who look like the statues or look like the warriors that you fought, or they look slightly better than the warriors you fought, because but they're carving through rank upon rank of monstrous opponents, most of them in one way, shape or form snake human hybrid. When you get down to the bottom, there is an archway there, and beyond it, by the light of the burning head and your lamps, let me do it in here. It's probably the best way of doing it. You can see the corridor heads on. Immediately the other side of the archway, there's a turning off to the left, and the corridor ahead of you, another kind of, I don't know, 15 feet, something like that, turns to the left as well. There are the walls on both sides of this corridor are broken with kind of horizontal slots in the walls, one above the other, one at about maybe 2 feet off the floor, and one probably closer to 4 feet off the floor. Each one's about 8 foot long and about 2 foot high. And so as you look down that corridor, there are 2 on the left and 2 on the right ahead of you. And you kind of get the feeling, if you glance through to your left, you get the impression that if you actually were to go through and look, they would be off the corridor on your left as well.
Okay, so they have actual cuts through. They're not just shelves.
Yeah, no, they're cut into the walls.
Yeah, but are they cut the shelves, or are they no backs to them? As far as I can tell. Can I see the back of the slot or not?
Do they look like alcoves that those undead things have been standing in?
No, they're about 6 foot. About 8 foot long, about 2 feet high, and from where you're stood, you can't see quite how deep they are, but they're definitely kind of deeper than that.
So
okay, looking at the map on roll 20.
They're not so nothing's been standing in them, because you've got floor comes up about 2 foot, then you've got a 2 foot gap where could have been lying in them. Yeah. That's possible, but not standing in them. And they're the grey areas in the map on roll 20.
Mm-hmm.
So, you going in, Baldor, or are you?
Yeah, I want to have a quick look round to our left as we go through the door, because it looks like
go for it.
Okay.
As I'm behind you.
Okay. So I'm just checking details while I've got it. One of the few things I really don't like about Roll20 is trying to zoom in and out of things. Is a right pain. Okay. As you look down the corridor to your left, you see it branch open, and there are another 4 of these shelves in the wall, or holes in the wall down there, and ahead of you you can see one right at the bottom of that corridor as well.
Okay, the one just to the right, I'm actually going to have a good look at it and a good poke about it with the land.
Okay. Make me an observation roll.
One and 9, hang on.
Okay, so 1 success. These ones, they just appear to be kind of. Actually, no. You know what? They do appear, because one of you's already said this. They appear like where possibly the bodies that you fought upstairs were stored. They are a flat rock. It would be a shelf, except for the fact that it's chiselled into the wall, with a small stone about kind of 8 inches by 10 inches, raised about 3 inches, almost like a pillow of sorts, but of stone, lying there. None of the ones immediately around you are.
They're all empty.
They're all empty. However, when you glance down where you've got your lamp, you look out sideways, and one of you spots a glint of metal in the one at the
south.
I'm going to go and have a
on the
look.
south wall.
Look, shiny thing. I'm off to go and have a look. I'll be back in a sec. I just got to disappear for 5 minutes.
Okay, how are people doing for time tonight?
I'm good.
What
I
kind of time do people want to stop?
Doesn't really matter to me. I can do now, I can do later.
My horsefly in Australia. I rushed her down the hospital. I just brought her back.
All right, shall we do a... Do you want to take a quick, like, couple of minutes break now? Because I could do with that and getting another drink. And then if we keep going on for, what's it, about 10:30 now, so keep going on till about 11?
Yep.
Okay, right. In which case, I'll be back in a minute as soon as I can remember which screen I've got. There we go.
Okay.
Yep, I'll see you in a couple of minutes.
See you in a minute. How's the stone moving going? So how's the stone moving going?
Not entirely sure.
About polish your persuade dice.
Yeah, trust Louis to do a persuade.
All my phone chargers and everything else going to go slow. I don't know why. For the whole time we've been on, I've been charging my phone. I've got from 60% to 98% now. I'm thinking, this is stupid.
Is that what? Plugged into the computer? Or...
Yeah.
That'd be why. USB's not great for charging.
Oh, I know, but I've plugged it into the USB charger, mains charger downstairs earlier today, and I got from 40% to 56% in about 2 hours. And I'm thinking, this is stupid. What's going on? Unless it spent a lot of time doing some massive update, you're running the processor flat out. But it never said it done an update, so I don't know. Be all right tomorrow. What's it now? Let's have a look. Oh no, sorry, 85%. I've not managed to 100% charge it yet. I left it plugged in all day at work the other day on the poor ropey charger that's in there. Right, keyboard's clean, I'm clean, all ready.
What phone you got?
Only a J5, Samsung.
Have you got one of the fast charger plugs?
Oh.
Yeah, I have.
Get yourself one of them.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got one of them. I've got 2 of them.
Use that. You'll go from dead to fully charged in about an hour and a half.
It does that on the USB charger I got downstairs. It doesn't say it's a fast charge one normally, but today it wouldn't for some reason. The watch charged all right, but the phone didn't. It was taking forever. My charge for about 4 hours today. I've gone from 46%, now made 85%. Perhaps I just need to turn it off and turn it back on again.
Normally works.
It's never been turned off, as far as I know.
What, the
Since I
watch?
got it.
Or the
No,
phone?
I turn the watch off every night. There's no point having it on sitting on the bed beside me.
It's growing, Louis.
Sorry?
It's growing.
I can't see. Hang on a sec.
Open your eyes.
No, sorry, I've got to get the screen right and right. If I right-click that,
Is
I
that your
can
pirate?
go... How do I go? Focus participant. Oh, no. Oh, yeah. Ooh, look at that. The world is looking at your beard.
What's it going to be when it's finished?
Gandalf. I'm going to go for try and outgrow Peter's.
That would be quite a game. I cannot.
You could be single by then, Doug.
Trying to outgrow Peter's.
As long as she doesn't mind.
I pay the bill. She's happy.
It starts out like that.
Well,
Right.
in fact, I need to start thinking about anniversaries, actually.
What are you coming up to?
19 years.
Ooh. Yeah.
We already know we want to re-bless our vows on our 20 year.
That's cool.
So we're already preparing for that.
You've already been told, have you?
No, we both said we wanted to do that because I think I've mentioned this before, where we got married 2 days short of 2 months from first meeting each other.
That's a bit rapid.
I saw that look up there, Louis.
Did I hear that right? I'm sure he said.
You did. Yeah, you did. So the family helped out with paying for a reception, and it was a quick registry office, and one of our wedding presents was the cake. So it was fairly quick, but it wasn't the wedding we wanted.
Fairly, okay, is not the right word to describe that. It probably starts with the same letter, but
flipping.
Yeah, that was the very expression.
No shotguns involved?
No shotguns involved. So no, so we got to the point and we said, look, if we get to a big anniversary, we want to celebrate it and do our own blessing of our vows and stuff like that.
So what's 10?
That's
Afghan.
I was in Afghan.
Oh.
That would put a bit of a
kibosh on the plans, yeah.
Yeah.
So we basically decided that 20 is the one we're going to do, and I actually have a 2001 Dow's vintage bottle of port waiting to be opened that I'm saving for that day.
Nice.
Yes.
We'll find out what else we can find from 2001 for you.
But that weren't the year I got married.
The Space Odyssey.
I was waiting for that.
2000.
I couldn't help it. I did try.
Yep.
Right.
29th of May. No, 28th of May.
Spotted something shiny.
I was 2.
Get it right, Doug. It's not like she's going to hear you getting the date wrong in front of the whole of the internet.
I guarantee she won't watch this.
I don't blame her.
Somebody
Okay,
will-
I'm gonna bring us back because we're not far from finishing tonight. So, yeah. So Baldor's decided that there's something shiny over there. We'll go and have a look. And he's just
become a crow.
marching straight across.
Yeah, that's probably about it. I'll have a quick look at the flagstones, see if they move. But yeah,
Okay. Action. What are your what are Action's thoughts as he watches Baldor striding off to go and have another look at? Oh, look, there might be another one over there.
My thoughts are watch him go for a minute.
Okay.
He's not being very cautious, and that's not a good idea.
Okay. Let me just check something.
So I'm going to stand there on the junction at the bottom of the stairs so I can see both ways, but we've already seen, with my lamp and my sword, and keep an eye on things.
Okay. So, yeah, as Baldor heads over, you can see. Open up another area of this. So there's another archway before you get to that body. And what am I going to do? I will just do that, I think. Right, so what you can see in what you can see as you get there is there's an archway off on your left. I should have got another. I've got the problem. I've got the map somewhere, and then I've got the map with the numbers somewhere else, and then I've got the map with the other
Secret
bits
tunnel.
somewhere else.
And
I haven't printed it
the
out.
master map somewhere else.
Yeah, so as you work your way, as you walk across, like I say, there's an archway on your left, and looking through that, the walls change back to the same kind of design and shape and size as when you were coming down the stairs. And again, they've got these carvings of warriors defeating snake men. Looking through that way, you can't see any more niches outside of that area. So whatever is there, it's not. There's something different through that archway, but directly in front of you, and you can see further along the wall there are 4 separate niches here. There are 2 sets of them along this southern wall, and looking behind you, there's another one on the northern wall over your shoulder. And in these lie the bodies identical to the ones that you fought upstairs. In their armour, with their weapons and their shields, lying with their heads on these stone pillows.
I look over at Actian and I whisper, I might try and do something a bit brash here, because there appears to be a lot of them, and I want to see if we can take their weapons away without them waking up.
I'll nod at him.
Okay, very carefully go to the closest one and see if I can remove his spear.
Okay. Make me a stealth roll. And it is going to be... I'd say that's going to be a D3 stealth check.
It's gone very quiet.
Right, so I've got 0, 11 in that, and I don't think I've got any successes there, and I've rolled 20 as well.
Okay. Right.
You poke it in the eye as you grab its spear.
Okay.
Slip on the floor and don't even make it this way.
Right. You kind of grab it, and you go to very gently just tease it, and you manage to something you're carrying, I'm not sure quite what, manages to bang against the spear. As you're trying to get it out, you manage to hit it with your sword as you go to see if you can get hold of it, and this thing just comes instantly awake and reaches out and tries to grab you.
Oh dear.
It is going to make an athletics check to do so. You can make an athletics or an acrobatics check. I am going to say these things are really, really strong. You know that from being upstairs with them. So, yeah, whatever you're going to roll, you may want to put a spend on, because actually, if I tell you what, I will roll. No. You're going to have to make your mind up what you're going to spend on it, and you can go.
Have I still got that point of momentum that's above my character?
You have. I think, Ollie, if you can get rid of one of your points of momentum, but yeah, you've got a point of momentum there you can spend. You've got a point of fortune if you want to spend that.
I'm going to spend my point of momentum.
Okay, so you get 3 dice. So you spend 3 dice.
Do you want mine as well? Because I'm not going to probably get any use out of it. It's going to tick over soon.
I might as well, yeah. We're going to lose it at some point, aren't we?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
you can have that one.
4 dice.
Okay, here we go.
I like that.
What's your... Are you doing this with athletics or acrobatics?
Athletics, because that's a 10-2.
That's a 10-2. Oh, right. Okay, so that's 4. Which is good, because it only managed 3. On that... Actually, hang on. That's going to be... Brawn movement. Yeah. Yep, so it only managed 3 successes off that. Okay, so it grabs you, and you just about manage to pull away from it as it comes up, and yeah, it's swinging its legs out of the niche. Action, what are you gonna do?
Well, I'm still standing on the doorway at the bottom of the stairs, watching him.
Okay, are you going to take any action when you hear this? When you see that?
Would I be able to see it swinging its legs out?
You definitely see a big flurry of movement, and you knew what he was trying to do. So I think you'd have a fair idea.
I'd have my sword in my hand already, because I was the most sensible thing. I think I'd rush up and attack it.
Okay, I am going to make you. I'm going to ask you to make me an observation roll.
Okay.
Which I think you're pretty good at, actually.
That will be.
He is.
That will be 3.
Okay, I will give you a momentum from that, and tell you that you hear from you see the little black area that you can't see yet? From that direction, you hear movement.
Okay, so
You hear that just as you go to start rushing towards Baldor. You can continue to push towards Baldor. You can wait. You can do whatever you want. But I thought, okay, so you kind of grab your sword, go, and think there's a noise coming from there. So
I think I'd stop and keep an eye down that bit of corridor, because that's where I'd hear the noise from where I was standing.
Okay.
So I'd see Baldor move, and I'd hear the noise on my right as I turned.
Yeah. Okay. And that. Oh, sorry. Carry on.
I'd shout at Baldor to get out quick.
Okay. And at that point, I am going to call it, because if we keep going any longer, we're going to need to go for another hour. Or we're going to be in a really awkward place to stop. So yeah, so we have so that when I rewatch the video in a week's time, I can remember this. So we have Baldor is standing. He's just managed to pull away from this thing as it's tried to grab him. Actaeon has
standing at the junction at the bottom of the stairs.
He's standing at the junction at the bottom of the stairs. He can hear something coming. He shouted out to Baldor. Cager is stood at the top of the stairs by the door to the sarcophagus, while Aladine and Genghis are taking stones out of the cairn upstairs.
Yep.
And yeah,
you know the line about a party and splitting it.
That's old school.
Yeah, yeah. What you wouldn't expect me to do that. Okay, anybody that is watching, I hope you enjoyed it, and I'm gonna end the broadcast now.